fourth race of the Peroni Australian 16-foot skiff championships has just been run on Sydney Harbour with Phil West, who is the Commodore of the Sydney Harbour 16-foot skiff club. And Phil, it was a success.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. What a way to end a regatta. We go into the last race of the series, the 7-race series, with 3 boats in a dead tie. Any 3 of them we could have won. And they ended up, the way they finished was the way that they were going to get the results. Today was very testing for the start of the race committee. It kept everyone out there to the last 5 minutes before we couldn't hold a race. And the breeze finally kicked and northeast, and the starters got us away. It was a pretty exciting race, and it went all the way down to the first 2 boats, Slide and Sail, and Bride's Law, 5 seconds apart, crossing the finishing line, with the Slide and Sail winning.
So the Manly boat won, did it?
The Manly boat won. Yeah. The old St George boat was the older crew with the steady head. Just couldn't keep up with the young blokes from the start, it looked like. But they wore them down, and they finally got there. I got to give a lot of congratulations to the starters for waiting for today. They could have called it off, and it would have gone a totally different. The results would have been totally different. And for the smaller boats, the 13s, the same thing. They waited and they got them underway, and it ended up with a great result, which made the regatta. We haven't had a drift or regatta. We've had great breezes. So I think the starter and his crew have done a wonderful job.
Well, I think the racing's been fine too. The racing's been very close, as you say, but you've had a good fleet. How many boats in all?
I think we've ended up with 71, including the 13s. The fleet that's grown successfully this year thanks to the Australian Association. They've invested a lot of time and money into helping the class grow, bringing the younger kids along from flying 11s into 13s and the 13s into the 16s. All the clubs have got together and helped bank this and get it going. The Manly and Belmont Club have tipped a lot of money in and a lot of time in from their own staff and personnel. And I think this regatta has really proven it, that we've had such a strong fleet and a competitive fleet. We haven't had one standout. There's probably been a top group of probably 8 that would have all had a reasonable chance if they, each probably has their day. A little bit of a god card here and there, and a little bit of luck.
Well, it's certainly gone off well as far as we can see, because Peroni have certainly supported you and supported the 16s.
Look, as a club, as the Commodore of the club, it's very, we've found very hard over the years to gain corporate support for the class and for the racing at the club. Keeping the junior side of the club running costs a lot of money, and keeping the seniors interested in the class costs a lot of money. And with great effort from the parents, and then the kids go into the senior classes, the money runs out very quickly. And having sponsors such as Peroni, Sheds, Realty, this wouldn't happen. We wouldn't be able to get the support and the boats on the water to support these kids and the seniors out on the race course. We've had a lot of minor sponsors from local businesses, marinas, Clontarf Marina, in the Sack. There's something in my mind now.
Right, there are very many, but they're all welcome and all greatly appreciated.
Oh, absolutely. You can't thank them enough. We'll be looking for more support in the up and coming season, up and coming years. But to the Peroni and to Sheds primarily, it's been fantastic. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you, mate. Well, thank you for a great, successful regatta. We've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed the pictures. We've enjoyed shooting the pictures. It's been a long week, of course, but it's always good at the end of the races to see such a popular winner.
Yeah, it is, Jeff. And the support that we've actually got from the media this year round's been terrific as well. If you guys don't show this out, if we don't get you guys to help us show it to the rest of the sailing community and the non-sailors, again, really thank you to Mike Chittenden and yourself for spending the week with us. I hope you've enjoyed everybody and the special the comedians we have in this class, and the older and the younger kids.
Well, it's a good active class. That's the good thing to see. It's a good thing to see too the support that's growing in that particular class, which is great too. 72 boats on the fleet out there in the harbour.
It is a very old class. We've been around for a long time, and it does have its generational changes. I think it keeps getting called, but it looks like we're on the build again, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
This morning we had 2 knots of wind speed for 2.5 hours, and we're battling to do 2 knots of boat speed ourselves. Just a bit of a battle with the heat, and trying to keep calm and keep cool and keep focused and maintain good boat speed.
Going through the light patches in the Doldrums and the unexpected breezes and lack of wind and all that kind of stuff that you get around this part of the planet. It's a little bit shifty for now, but once we get out of here, it's pretty much just on the highway to Hong Kong. It's refreshing, I think, coming through here. Like you can sit up on deck and not have to wear 5 layers of clothes and strap in, but at the same time it's also frustrating because you're not going anywhere. Like we had a watch a couple of hours ago where we would have done 5 nautical miles in the whole watch.
It's 17 years since the first one that I was involved in, and there's a lot of similarities. It's obviously the boats just get pushed way beyond what the average sailor ever thinks is imaginable. The freeze-dried hasn't got any better. To have a young kid like Ben that's just come down to the boatyard where David was looking after a 100-foot yacht to see if he could get a job sweeping the boatyard out, basically. And here he is only 3 years later or 4 years later, racing in this event. That's just great to see him really excelling at, sort of come out of his shell of being a youngster, and now he's a proper grown-up and a really bloody good sailor. We had 8 knots of boat speed. Close. And they're bunched.
I've done a little bit of sailing with Warren before on on Ragamuffin, just a couple of training days and stuff, and he's a really knowledgeable guy. Him and Whitty have sailed together for many years, and same with Fish, so he's just a cool guy. He's a bit of a larrikin, a bit of an Aussie. He's sort of a little bit like Whitty, to be honest, which is it's nice. Him and Whitty and Warren sort of bounce off each other, which is fun to be on deck with them. You can constantly expand what you know and how to improve on everything. So having guys on board that have done the race before, and you're like a sponge, you're just absorbing every bit of knowledge you can get out of them and trying to use that to your benefit, really.
Woody's got a great team of guys here and girls, and I think they all get on really well, and I think it's a great squad, so an exciting program to be involved in.
Hello and welcome to the annual Royal Langjowi International Regatta, taking place from the 8th to the 13th of January 2018, hosted at the world-famous Yacht Club. Get ready to join the prestigious sailing teams in one of the biggest sailing regattas in Asia in its 16th edition.
The Royal Langjowi International Regatta is actually taking part for the 16th time. And we started, as I say, 16 years ago, and it's grown to be one of the major events in the region for sailing. This year we have actually 26 boats, around 13-14 countries participants. Over the years we had more than 4,000 sailors take part here. This year it's 26 boats in 6 different racing classes.
The first day of the regatta was challenging, with a light breeze appearing after midday. The 26 boats with more than 200 sailors had the chance to compete for the first time. Last year's overall winner, THA 72, is here to defend its title, and by his performance today, it would be difficult for the rest of the fleet to overtake it.
I think we've been in this situation before. Obviously it's nice, but we're always training, we're always learning on this boat. Through each regatta is different people on the boat, and we come into a regatta looking to learn, looking to race, looking to have fun, and if we grind out results, we grind out results. It goes our way, then happy days. But either way, we're here to have fun and push the boats to the limits and see if we can win a regatta again.
After a long day on the water, the organisers greeted the sailors with a majestic welcome dinner, followed by the Race Day 1 awards presentation.
An unbelievable treat for some of the sailors out there, with the local wildlife paying them a little bit of a visit. And visit in the studio here, we've got Sam Matson, race expert. He's normally sitting behind us, but he's joining us on screen today to answer us a few questions. But tomorrow we've got a real treat for you. Charlie Enright, the skipper of Vestas 11th Hour Racing, he's not on the boat for this leg. However, his loss, our gain. He's going to be joining us live via Skype. So if you've got any questions for Charlie, you can send them in the comments below in this show, or better yet, join us tomorrow live and you can ask him yourself. But back to today, let's take a look at where we are with the race right now with the virtual eye and see how the race is unfolding. And it is all about the light winds. Everybody really being punished, with Sun Hunkai Scallywag struggling at the back. Just a little way ahead of them and looking a little bit more healthy is Team Brunel. Then we come into that front pack of 5. Setting themselves up on the western side, Turn the Tide on Plastic, Vestas 11th Hour Racing, Axonobel, Dongfeng Race Team and Mafre more towards the east. And lately, over the last few hours, it's certainly been the eastern side that has paid so far. But for the moment, the computer is saying that Dikafari's team, Turn the Tide on Plastic, is in the lead. So, Sam, for fans of Turn the Tide on Plastic, what are we hoping for? What do they need to do to hold on to it?
Well, the key thing is the Doldrums are really, really difficult to predict. You know, the wind is all over the place. It's very, very light. But ultimately, there is a key strategy. And if we take a look at the route going forwards, the key strategy for the boats is to just try and keep pushing north. If we play forwards a little bit more, you'll see exactly why. We've got this, this band of pressure sort of just north of this line where you start to experience northeasterly trade. So as we move forwards in towards this band, it'll be the boats that get in towards that pressure first, start reaching towards Hong Kong, that can really start to accelerate forwards. That's the key part of the game at the moment. That's what all the boats are looking to achieve. And playing forwards, we'll just have to see what happens with the local effects at the moment.
So it gets better for them, but right now we do know that they are struggling, and don't take our word for it. Just before we came on air, we caught up with Nick Dana and got his take on what's happening out on the racecourse.
It is very light right now. It's pretty much been just oily glass as far as you can see for the last 6 or 8 hours. And we've been kind of tacking back and forth with Mapfre and Dongfang a little bit further up to weather. So it's very close, but very slow.
I'm guessing quite frustrating as well for you guys right now to see the fleet so close, but just not really having the means to pull away.
You're having big losses to the guys up to weather of us, but then we have our time as well. We're going to have to deal with the Doldrums at some point in this race. We got lucky in leg 2, and now we're kind of paying for it.
Without giving too much away, can you just talk us through some of the things that you are doing to try and keep the boat moving forward?
At this point, when there's really no wind at all, it's just trying to keep weight in the front of the boat, you know, to leeward, try and keep a little bit of heel on, and try and keep the sails set as best you can, and be ready for the puff that comes. If you can be ready for that, then you can gain. You can get a little bit of rudder going and get going in the direction you want to. But it's, you know, it's 40 degrees and tough to concentrate all day when you're just cooking alive. Give us an idea as to how close the race is at the moment where you are. Oh, it's very close. We've got we have 4 boats within sight, and we can read the name on the sails of Dongfang and Axonoble, and we can see Mapfre's red sails out in the distance, and we can see Turn the Tide below our line, just behind us, and they've been going really well. So it's definitely close, and a little nerve-wracking at times because we're all trying to get an edge right now before the trades fill in. But you know, we just got to wait. A wait, and a long wait indeed. We know that they're going to be out of the breeze for at least 24, maybe 36 hours. 48, you reckon?
Possibly 48 hours, yeah.
Okay, well,
hard to predict.
We're trying to use this time to good effect, so certainly the OBRs are. Now, you guys have been asking a lot about the drones on board, how it is that they get them off. What we can tell you is that they are the DJI Phantom 4 drone, and launching them, well, there's no special skill involved. This is one of the footages that came in just a few moments ago. And just have a little look at this. This is Ugo, our onboard reporter with Mapfre, and really it's just about holding the thing, powering it up, and then setting it off. But we do love it when they take the time to launch it because we get some unbelievable images. But Sam, I mean, the images that we're seeing right now, this is the Doldrums. This is perfectly displayed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at those conditions. It's glassy. Every little puff of breeze, every bit of boat speed you can squeeze out is really going to make a difference. This is the only time, really, in yacht racing where you could potentially do over 100% times faster than your competitors around you. You know, it really is a critical moment to be on your game. It's tougher than sailing in the big breeze, for sure.
Well, I think that's, we've certainly heard some of the sailors say that, you know, at this point, looking back favourably to the 50 knots that they were seeing in the Southern Ocean.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, not moving is way more painful than moving fast and getting hosed whilst you're doing it.
Now this clip here, this came back in a little bit before. We can see a crew member there up the mast. Just talk us through what's going on.
So, looking for breeze. It's the highest point on the boat. It's where you need to be if you want to try and look out, see beyond the horizon, try and spot some clouds, try and spot some wind lines, and just try and direct the boat as to where you want them to go next to try and pick up the breeze and move forwards.
Well, it's certainly going to be an image that we're going to see a lot of. We are talking flat, calm seas, crystal clear waters. That's why we're getting such fantastic wildlife footage. But we know the sailors will be very, very pleased indeed when the breeze arrives.